When I went to church and the plate came around, I put all my change in the basket. I had been taught that this is a way of worshiping God. This is the way of saying I love you.
Growing up, Sonja Johnson gave whenever she could afford to. Then, in her 20s, she joined a church that challenged her to tithe 10% consistently. At that point, she was working part-time, getting ready to graduate, and still hadn't found a full-time teaching job.
I was making $14,000 a year in 1984. And I said, okay, I'm gonna trust you, Lord, at your word. God says, Malachi 3:10, put me to the test and see if I will not open up the windows of heaven and show you a blessing where you won't have room enough to receive it.
A couple weeks later, she landed a teaching position in the New York City public school system. From then on, she tithed faithfully, and in 2009 decided to give more and join the 700 Club.
I know that I am giving into good ground. People are prospering, they're getting healed, they're getting blessed. I mean, people are getting operations, wells are being dug. So the idea that I can do something like that, it's icing on the cake.
In 2012, Sonja began pursuing her master's degree to meet the new state requirements for teachers. Then, a year later, she got an interview with a community college for a position as a college professor and was hired on the spot.
I know the power of God's provision.
Sonja graduated with a master's in teaching literacy the following year. Since then, she has increased her giving to CBN, becoming a member of the 2500 Club. And today, Sonja is retired and living in her newly built dream home.
I own the floors, the walls, the ceiling. It's such a joy. This is the house that God built.
She believes that through giving and tithing, God has enabled her to thrive.
I know it works. I know the law of giving. I know the law of sowing. So to tithe for me is a privilege. I never paid a tithe. I gave a tithe.